Hi there guys, I've just had my gun back from XTX Air, my s310, so I'm just going to chuck a few pellets down there. Oh well, you can see that. Just a few, because I don't want to annoy the neighbours, because my dad's neighbour's a bit stroppy with the old shooting. He's always worried about the dog. And just see sort of the difference it's made. He's obviously fully serviced it, new O-rings. He's put new O-ring in the magazine, funny enough, because he thought that might be having some impact on it. And he said apparently it's got the flattest trajectory of, flattest power curve of any unregulated rifle he's worked on. So it'd be interesting to see how this goes. It's first mag, so we'll see what happens. I think it's going to need a bit of zeroing, but let's just see what the group's like. I can't see very well from here, so I will have to go and have a look. Right, so it appears that it's as it was before, really. Darrin, well, I say as it was before, it's all working well. But Darrin recommended these pellets. They're like Falcon accuracy, 13.4 grains, because they've got a bit more muzzle velocity, they're like 630 feet per second. But it's very uneven. As when I put the acapels back in, which is what I always normally use, it's exactly flat with the bullseye, just needs to come to the right. So I'm going to fire a few more through and just see if I can see what I can get it to do. So I need it to come right a bit. Not being terribly scientific, but give it a few clicks and see if that's any better. More. That's my fucking name. Yeah, it seems, as is always the case with these things, that my shooting's obviously not perfect, but that's just putting them bullseye with the acapels. Well, power pels, but the power pels, acapels, basically the same thing. The only fundamental difference is, you'll see, hang on, if I can get one out. Bloody thing. They're a bit, slightly, if it's in focus, they're slightly pointed. But they're basically, if you shoot them in for acapels, power pels work exactly the same. So I think it needs to go to the right just a little tiny bit more, like a click, maybe a couple, and that should be pretty good. I've done a couple more clips to kicks to the right, because it's like that far off now. I don't know whether you can see that, but that one there, that's actually the last, well, those two there are the last 3 shots. So we're pretty much bang on now. I just want to come down just a little bit and we're bang on. You see here, that was my shooting, that's just my flyer. That was the first with the AccuPal, PowerPal, sorry. Then the second one as I was moving across, and the third one. And then just here. Now, it's weirdly, it's suddenly gone a bit high. Not quite sure why that is, if it's just my shooting, it may well be, especially when you're shooting just sort of resting against the door like that rather than on sandbags. But I'm going to give it a couple of clicks down, but you can see with these other pellets that Darrin thought I should maybe give it a try. They're a bit all over the place, and that's not his fault, that's the gun really. For some reason my gun is very pellet fussy. But it's looking good, to be honest. I'm quite pleased with it. So now I'm just going to get another little target and then just sort of triple check really that everything's all right. So we'll have a look at that. All right, I haven't actually got any other targets left, so I'm just going to use a post-it note, put a dot on it, and just double check really to make sure it's all as it should be. Yeah, so on that post-it note, which I can try out around it was, you see there, that bottom one, that's 3 shots. To be fair, that bottom one, I mean I would say it was my eye, but even I'm not that bad a shot. I think must have been a dodgy pellet. But the other 2, you can see that's pretty good. In fact, I'd say that's pretty sort of tap driving at the moment, one on top of the other. So I'm pretty pleased with that. So yeah, thanks Darrin, you've done a really good job there. If any of you guys need your guns tuning, especially if you've got BSAs to be honest, rather than so much AR arms, if you give Darrin XTX Air a ring, he will do a really good job. Now tomorrow, Tom will be a bit annoyed that I've done this video, to be fair, because we're going to sort of do a shooting video tomorrow for his Super 10. But tomorrow we're going to go down this permission I've got where I've got a bit of a range, and it's an interesting story actually, because I just rang just before I finished this video. I just gave the lady that owns land a ring just to double check it was alright before I told you guys that that's where we were going. And I accidentally, because I just looked up her name on my phone, I accidentally rang this girl that I had relations with about a year ago and haven't really seen since, and just very accidentally rang her up. And when she answered, I thought it was the lady who I thought I was phoning daughter, so I had a very, very awkward conversation. So top tip guys, make sure you clearly mark people's names in your phone, especially if they're your permissions, because you could get into all sorts of problems. Anyway, one of the things I asked her was okay for me to take the 410 up, because she's got a lot of rabbits in her paddock, and I want to obviously knock them down. And through the summer last year, towards the end of the summer, I was stalking them a fair bit, and I was just getting to the point where I could get them, and you know, the weather got worse, and the sort of days got shorter, so I couldn't do it. So, I'm going to take this tomorrow. This is a BSA very old BSA 410 shotgun. It folds up weirdly. I guess you can put it in your trousers or something for a poacher, I guess. I don't know if many of you guys are familiar with 410s as a calibre, but they take these tiny little cartridges. I think this is a 2.5 inch, and it's like 12.5 grams on the load, so it's quite a small load. Obviously, you just pop them in there, close them up, and you're ready to go. You've got this lever here to open it again. This is massively choked, so when it comes out the end of the barrel, it's really, really tight. So you've got to be quite accurate with it. And the other thing to notice as well, there's no rib, so you need to aim a bit low because the barrel's sort of choked and narrows at the end. It means that if you're looking down the sights, you're actually looking sort of weirdly, slightly like that. So normal shotguns obviously have a rib, so it kind of comes up like that to make it nice and flat. So you've just got to be a bit wary of it and just know what you're doing. But it's a great little gun. I've shot loads of stuff in this garden with it. It's ideal for this particular permission because it doesn't make much noise and doesn't upset the horses and things. So it should be a good day. I hope you found this reasonably informative. I mean, I know I could go into a lot of detail, but essentially, you know, wherever the pellet hits, you just effectively sort of move the pellet as far as going up and down and side by side on the scope until it's spot on. It's pretty simple, really. The trick is it's not to just fire off loads of rounds. Very carefully fire each shot because you want to be as accurate as you can, and make sure that you know, you sort of do a couple and then check it and so on and so forth. So that's pretty straightforward, really. But we'll be doing more of this tomorrow, to be honest. But I'm hoping, if there's some rabbits about, I'm going to get Tom to follow me with the camera, and I'm going to be going around hoping to flush some rabbits out and take them down. Anyway, I hope you like the video. And as I always say, like and subscribe.